But, and from there, I really feel like it could get really black and white, very like, and you must express Baba in your heart accept Baba in your heart as the one Lord and Savior, as the beyond God, and also the beyond God, for His is the only beat on any string. Jai Baba. If you start saying things like that, I think you just need to go. This is a public service announcement for everybody here, especially if you hear the next thing that I fear will be the absolute worst potential thing that we might see, which would of course be, and then Jai Baba appeared to me in a dream and said, if I do not raise $1 million by Tuesday, I will be sent back to the stone phone. So we need to stay away from all of that. And I understand that it's very frustrating. I understand that. But I guess maybe we should just cross that bridge when we get there. I have some frustrations that I'm dealing with in my own Advent that I'd like to vent for you right now. And I think the number one most frustrating thing that I am dealing with is that I don't feel like I'm being efficient enough. And efficiency is very important to every avatar. And I know that I said that I completed all of my work to 100% of my satisfaction. But that was like a month before I died. I mean, what kind of retirement is that? If I'd been more efficient, I could have had a much better retirement. And I just feel like, you know, there's been so much I could have done. I would have totally looked forward to just putzing around Marizot, annoying everybody by being there during the daylight hours, you know. Really? You call that washing lepers' feet? Where have I been the last 30 years? You know, and they would have been like, Bob, I know you're in everything and everyone, but can't you be in everything and everyone somewhere else from here? I mean, this is just weird to have you there. And I was very much looking forward to doing a lot of stuff in my retirement. One thing I was very much looking forward to doing was, and this is something that I think a lot of retired people love to do, a lot of the elderly love to do, obsess over genealogy. And it's not just the elderly, other avatars love to do it. You ever read the Bible? Half the Bible is Jesus tracking his life back to David, his family back to David. It's Jehoshaphat begat Shmaluma, who begat Morananimi, who begat Randy, who begat Shmagananu. And he was only retired for 3 days he managed to pull that off. And he's recovering from a crucifixion, which I can tell you, it's difficult to recover from. I bet she understands completely. I bet you his coverage. I mean, he probably had Blue Cross, so I bet you he managed to get that covered. That's neither here nor there. I know, just a stupid little throw-in joke right there. I would have loved to obsess over genealogy, and it was probably easier for Jesus in so much as his father's line was pretty short. It was pretty much just like him to God. Kind of a quick maneuver there. So that's one thing I would have loved to do. Another thing that I would have loved to do, and this is something that old people do all the time, I would have been perfect for it, complain about the youth of today. That would have been great. I could have, back in my day, we walked from Pune to Bombay on a handful of rice and dal a day, and we loved it. Uphill both ways in a snowstorm, which were common in that part of India at the time. You know, back in my day, we moved our ashrams from Ananagar to Toka on a whim and called it a Tuesday afternoon. It was uphill both ways in a snowstorm, which were common. Everything's in a snowstorm, I have no idea. You know, it would have been great to complain about the youth of it. Back when I was your age, we were dodging rocks. Literally, dodging rocks. I'm not even making that up. It'd be like, hey, Upasni, how you doing? I'll be there in a second. And, oh, God, oh, my God. Where did this snowstorm come from? So, you know, it would have been great to really have that opportunity. And I know what I could have used to really be more efficient, and it just burns me up inside. It's just so frustrating that I didn't have it, that I was the pre-Craigslist avatar. Because if I just had Craigslist, I could have been, I mean, it would have been in everything. Must hunting, for example. You ever read The Wayfarers? It's like, and then Baba climbed into a train through the window and sat there for 4 days and 4 nights before he headed off on a dusty road for 78 billion hours or something in a snowstorm. I snowstorms everywhere. Before meeting with the Must for 20 minutes and coming right back home. What efficiency is that? If I had Craigslist, I could have easily gone to its A for M section, or Avatar for Must, and written something out, you know, highest of the high seeks mind-slowed madman for important sanskaric work, must provide only tree. You know, stuff like that would have been so easy just to really have that in there. Or for everything, hiring new help. You know, I could have gone to Mondali Connections, you know. You were saying my name for an hour a day, every day. I was feeling the infinite bliss of oneness with myself. Can you start Tuesday? It would have been so easy just to do that or to sell something, you know. Used bus, color blue. Bam, right there. Would have gotten that one to do real easy. Perfect for you and 45 of your best friends. you know, and including dogs, parakeets, fish, whatever the hell they are, like every second thing. Jay Bubba! And it would have been so easy. I would have killed for Craigslist. I would have killed with Craigslist. I could have been the original Craigslist killer. What did that guy take care of like 3 people? I could have taken care of 3/4 of humanity with Craigslist. In my own language. In my own language. Don't worry. No one freak out. I got this, all right? You know? So it's good for me, I guess, to feel frustrated there. Another thing that I'm frustrated about is, I mean, everyone's always talking about the 5 curve masters. They're talking about Upazi Maharaj, Tajuddin Baba, Sai Baba, Hazar Babajan, and the Ringo Starr. I don't remember. Anyways, but no one's ever talking about the 6th perfect master. I don't understand. I mean, this is such an important perfect master in my life. It truly eternal, truly beyond conception, beyond imagination. Why is no one talking about the 6th perfect master, Oprah? Or Tajuddin Oprah, as we call it. I mean, it's in the prayer itself. Oprah Parvardigar, the preserver and protector of all. What more do you need? It's like the Harry Potter thing. It's just Oprah Parvardigar. And you know Oprah always was, you know Oprah always is, and you know Oprah always will be. So come on, it just makes sense. And don't you guys remember, everyone's always talking, forehead kiss, forehead rock. No one ever talks about when Oprah gave me God realization. And you get a car, and you get a car, and you get a car, and you get Nirvakapi Samadhi, and you get a car, and you get a car. Speaking of which, I don't know why I had to pay income taxes on Nirvakapi Samadhi. That made no sense, but I'll leave that to my CPA, my beloved CPA. He's got an infinite retainer. That also makes no sense, but the CPAs in the audience really like that one, I guess. And didn't you guys remember when I got God Speaks on the book club? Sales were through the roof, which is why I was so confused that I couldn't get God Speaks 2, God Harder on the book club. I don't know how to achieve it. It has a whole chapter on the 8th plane of consciousness. I didn't even go to that one. In the first one, I just talked about the first 7 planes. The 8th plane. I mean, to be fair, I did keep that out of the first book, so I'd have something to go to you know, avoid the sophomore slump, or as us avatars like to call it, the Krishna. But just kind of, I know, a little bit of Avatar humor right there. I know, another funny joke. Why was the 10th plane afraid of the 7th plane? It was 7, 8, 9. I know, stupid joke. I'll get back to my funny jokes now, that no one can laugh to. You know, I mean, God Speaks 1, I talked about reincarnation and the impressionless equipoise of consciousness. In God Speaks 2, God Harder, I talked about reincarnation and the impressionless equipoise of consciousness to the max. It's extreme. God Speaks 2, God Harder, I had an entire chapter written by Jack LaLanne. He talks about how he dragged a bullet cart full of must to the top of Seclusion Hill with his teeth. Made it sound back to the stone form. But I mean, come on, what more do you need, Oprah? Tajuddin Oprah? God Speaks 2, God Harder was Mahapralaya, no holds barred. It was reincarnation without restrictions. It was extreme Izod, the only one worthy of laying the smack down on your candy ass. And she didn't pick it. No, she picked a Stieg Larsson book. Another Stieg Larsson book. Yeah, I think this one was called The Girl Needs to Shut Up. How did you do this? I had to take care of Stieg Larsson. By the way, he's dead. That's what the air quotes mean. I murdered Stieg Larsson just to get my book on the book club. That was, just want to be clear on that. Jokes are always a lot funny when you explain them. But I often feel like I'm in the Mukti promotion business. And it's tough. I feel like I'm door-to-door Mukti salesman. You know, kind of like, who needs Mukti? I got Mukti. You need Mukti? I got all the type of Mukti you need. I got diet Mukti. I got Mukti Light Lime. I got gluten-free Mukti. I got 6 plants for the price of 5. I got Mukti. I got Amal Haq. I got reincarnate. I got realization. After all, we're not Phila by any other name, not taste so sweet. You know? And I don't know if you guys have seen my late night infomercial. Have you guys, anyone, no, not a single person? No, all right, fair enough. Well, I guess we'll have to do the entire thing right now for you all, because certainly this has not been in any way going on long enough as is. But if you've seen it, feel free to sing along. This year, the winter storms have left us overstocked and up to our necks in Mukti. That's right. We have the largest selection of new and used Mukti in the Tri-Worlds area, but also beyond the Tri-Worlds area. We've got all the different types of Mukti, up to and including unanticipated Mukti, the best kind. So come on down to Crazy Uncle Baba's Love Factory, where we'll meet or beat any competitor's prices. Buddha, Rama, Zoroaster, Krishna, Jesus, Mohammed will beat any of their prices. So come on down to Crazy Uncle Baba's Love Factory. Come for the fourth plane God. Come for the fourth plane powers. Stay for the sixth plane ability to see God and everything. Yes, that's right. But wait, there's more. Call within the next 20 minutes, and you'll get not one, not two, but 3 incredible weeks. But wait, there's more. Call within the next 20 minutes, you get 1 free of charge Slunny. It's a gunny sack with sleeves. Thank you very much.